Okay. So one thing that I want to tell you from Alec is that he wants you to be a kid always.
Okay.
Always, always. And the joy that he brought to the family and the spark that he brought and the spring that he put in everyone's step, don't ever lose that. Do not ever, ever lose that. He says about picking all the flowers and making things always fresh and making things always new for him, that you've put a lot of time and effort into that, and he says thank you for doing that. There's this etching or engraving. I don't know if you made some kind of markings on a stone.
We did. We got a brick form at Unity.
Yes.
In a rose garden.
Yes, and he says thank you, and that's the flowers too. He says thank you for doing that. He says, well, you know I'm not there, but it was a nice. Now he's singing Pink Floyd "Brick in the Wall" song to me. Did he like Pink Floyd? That's what he's singing to me. We don't need no. Well, he is a brick in the wall, yes, but he's not at the same time. Yeah. There's a December birthday or anniversary that's connected to your family that he's recognizing and that he's honoring. And there's also a male who's got an M name who's friends who's here, like Matt or a Mike, who's, as I said, who's still physically here, who's friends with him, who he's wanting you to reach out to or just to say hello to from him. I will say, though, that Alec is a charmer, and there's a way that he can make anyone laugh.
Yes.
And that's what was so dynamic about him throughout the week as he was communicating with me and connecting with me. He's also shown me wearing lots of hats.
Yes.
Like silly, goofy hats, too. Not just ball caps, but the thing I was seeing, I don't know if you've ever seen those hamburger hats and like the hot dog hats.
Right.
Just crazy hats.
He was crazy and silly.
Yep. And again, that's how he met people, and that's how he made friends, and that's how he worked his magic, he says. Someone is talking about going back to school, but they'd missed a deadline, and he says, it's okay, catch it the next time around.
Okay.
He also wants you to slow yourself down when it comes to, sometimes you are extreme about how you take care of yourself. And he says you got to walk the middle road on that.
Okay.
And part of that has to do with money, too. I don't know if you were recently doing something with money and finances and budget. And he says, just don't be extreme. Just play it smart.
Okay.
He's laughing because he's the last person who would give financial advice, but he's still doing it because it's true, because you understand it. There's two other siblings, or there's two other who are in his family who are close to him that he's recognizing as far as children go, or, his own age that he's honoring. And there's a Beth or Becky.
Yes, Beth, yes.
He says, please tell her hello, that he sends his
that.
love to her for sure.
Yes.
Had you guys gone, he shows me sleeping bags. I don't know if you'd taken a camping trip over the summer, or if somebody had talked about going camping out, or...
We had talked about it, yes.
Okay, plan for that.
Okay.
And he shows me Colorado in that area of the country, too.
Okay.
And he says that wherever you travel, whatever adventures you have, he's
with us.
He's with you.
Great.
Absolutely. There's a lady with a D name, like Debbie, who's a little bit older, who's connected to your family, who's still physically here, that he's recognizing. Somebody who was encouraging to him or would kind of help take care of him. Yeah, and he says tell her hello from him. He had some really great people taking care of him, and he says to thank all of his caretakers. He's telling me about some shoes wearing on your feet not too long ago, too. Had you worn some shoes that left a callus on your foot, or you
Probably.
were trying to break in new shoes?
Yeah. Oh, yes, just the other day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he was with you.
How funny.
Yep. He says, why do you suffer? Why do you make yourself put up with things like that?
Okay.
Truly, though, there's no sense in that.
I was at work. I didn't have a choice.
You can take them off.
Yeah.
He says they go barefoot in Japan. You can go barefoot. It's all right. There's a T as in Tanya or a Tammy who's here, who's connected to your friends or to the family that he's mentioning to. Also, he's telling me about someone dressing up as a witch or something with like, I don't know, had someone been a witch for a Halloween costume?
In the past.
Yeah. Do something fun for Halloween for him this year.
Okay.
get dressed up and go to a party and all that. I don't know if had you guys talked about that?
My daughter's always encouraging me to dress up, and I never do it.
Go as a witch this year.
Okay.
And just know
You have
that
the
it was,
costume already. Okay.
that's perfect.
Okay.
And just know that he's there with you.
Okay.
Absolutely. There's a little goldfish bowl too he wants me to talk about. I don't know if you guys have goldfish at home or if you've gotten
I
a
do
beta.
have a fish tank, but not a goldfish bowl. Okay.
But there's fish in there.
Okay.
Yeah. He
I just lost my eel, actually my pet eel that I had for 10 years.
that's why he shows me the fish tank.
Yeah. Oh,
The eel's with him.
wonderful.
Yep. That's a first.
Oh, that's neat. I know. I know. He was a pretty eel, not a yucky eel.
No, I don't. I'm fine with the eels. I'm just saying I never connected with an eel. But that's why the fish tank was empty. I was seeing too.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There will be another eel that makes its way back into your heart.
Oh, we're shopping for one, so yeah.
Anyway, he'll send the right eel to you.
Okay.
Did your eel have some kind of like green stripe things
He had
through it?
stripes on it.
Yeah.
Yes,
The other one will be like that too. It'll have the little stripes and kind of the like the bright neon color.
Okay.
But Alex he says, I just love you so much, and he wants you to know you did everything right. Everything. There's a May birthday or anniversary too that he's mentioning that's significant to the family. And your daughter's here?
Yes, she is.
Where is she? He wants me to specifically tell you I love you. He says he loves you so much. Keep writing. He says to tell you to keep writing. And I think you've written some things for him too. And he says everything you've written for him is poetry. And it's just love on paper. And he says he wants you to keep writing your whole life because it's a beautiful way that Spirit expresses through you. Do you have a Sandy who's a friend of yours? Or Susie? There's a girl with an S name. You'll think of who she is. And he says that she's a good support or a good friend for you. Yes, he says that your voice is beautiful. And sing and write and express yourself always. Because he is so, so proud of you. Truly he is. Quit biting your jaws though too. He says you clench down too much. And he doesn't want you to be clenching like that. Were you clenching when I was talking to you? No, okay. Just, yes, yep. He says just relax, because truly everything's okay. He showed me Pittsburgh and the Steelers.
Yes.
Do you guys like the Pittsburgh?
Bob, my fiance, loves them. Yes.
He loves Bob too.
Yes, he does. Love
Alex
them.
says Bob, that's his way of giving his blessing and his endorsement to Bob. And he says just say thank you for loving and supporting and being good to you. Are you guys doing a tropical kind of wedding honeymoon?
Yes, in Florida.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
I promise you, it's going to be like heaven. The weather will be perfect, everything will be perfect, and you'll know Alec is right there, just blessing and watching
He was
over
a
you.
minister. I'm hoping he would oversee them.
He is.
Yes,
He's the
service.
true officiant of the ceremonies for sure. But he does. He says again, please tell Bob thank you for being such a vital part of this. I'm going to make him be quiet now. He would talk all night. He's very, very, very.
talker,
He
yes.
is a talker, but he's so loving and he's so
Yes.
sincere
Always.
in that message. He says that victory. He's victorious over the world.
Wonderful.
And you know that, but he says it's true. He says he chose the life that he needed to choose for himself because he learned the lessons that he came here to learn. And part of that was about non-judgment, and that's what he also inspired in other people too, is non-judgment. And he says you do that beautifully as well. So just know he blesses you, he blesses Bob. There's a mother figure who's with him.
His mother or my mother?
One of the two.
Okay.
Have you lost your mom?
Yes, I have.
She's with you too. All right. So let me give her just a moment. If Alec will be quiet, please. Oh, she's so much at peace about Bob and the wedding and everything like that. She says, finally.
I know.
She says,
Yes, she did.
she says, even heaven was starting to wonder. Thank goodness it happened. And it just happened in the nick of time. Now, she's your one that sends you birds. So whenever you're seeing cardinals, and
Cardinals.
that's
Yes,
her.
that's it.
That's her. And she says that you've suspected, but this is your validation and your confirmation. Absolutely. There's an N, someone with an N name who's with your mom
Okay.
on the other side, like an Anna or Nan.
Anna is her grandmother.
That's her grandma, yeah. They're together. And she says that was one, when she got to Spirit World, she got to see her, and that
She
was
would have been the
beautiful.
one to greet her, yeah.
Yep. She tells me about a rosary your mom does, and about praying. She says you don't have to go to church, and she's really at peace about that. But she wants you to always pray, like to just have that prayer in your heart, that's important. And when you talk to her, it's pray. It's praying, and she's honoring that. There's a last name M like Morris, who's connected with your family, who your mom was friends with, or who was around when you guys were growing up. It's friends with her. Who's somebody who's there with her. And I know you'll think of who it is.
I will eventually.
Yeah, yep, you will. But she says there's so many people for her to be with, and she loves being here with you too. And she says to tell you she's proud of you as well. You have a big, huge cheering section, that's for sure. Did your mom used to take you guys skating a lot? Did you go to the roller skating rink when you were growing up quite a bit? Yeah, she shows me skating and a lot of good memories about skating. So she says anytime you want to feel connected with her, that'd be a fun thing to do as a hobby or an activity. She says just keep walking your path. You're doing so good. Someone had a home, I don't know if someone had talked about going to a beauty school or doing some kind of massage therapy or esthetician where it's about beauty and self-care. And she's encouraging that, like figuring out beauty from the inside and then expressing it on the outside. And that will make more sense to you. So somebody in the family will say, I've been thinking about going to massage therapy school. And you'll know that she's encouraging that that's a good direction to take. And then she tells me too about all the finances and the accounting and everything you handled and helped her with. She says to thank you for that. Just you always did the best for her. She's just proud. There's a J too, Judy or Julie, who's connected with your family that she's acknowledging. She says you just do such good work. She and Alec, between the two of them, you're covered.
Wonderful.
You're covered. Your mom also shows me clouds. She says, watch the clouds and take the pictures, and especially at the wedding, she'll be there for that. It'll be miraculous.
Wonderful.
So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. This one's for you, and then this is for your daughter.
Thank you so much, Steffany.
Thank you.